In 2026, if you're not absolutely dialed in and only focused on attracting rich followers who can actually pay you, you're gonna be fucked. And in today's video, I wanna show you the exact systems and principles that we use in our clients' businesses to actually make them a lot of money by optimizing around attracting rich people, rich buyers. And just for some context, on the screen you can see some of the people that we have worked with. The average person that comes in as a lead, whether inbound or outbound, they are making around $50,000 to $100,000 a month or more. So what I'm going to be showing you in this video is actually what is working right now for our clients, not something that has worked once a year ago and doesn't work again. All of this is going to be timeless advice that is going to work forever. And all of this is based on human psychology. So as long as humans have human psychology, this is going to be timeless. You want to be listening to this because this can make you a lot of money. Let's get into it. Now, before I go into the actual technical stuff, I want to clear out the misconception of strategy, right? So this is going to be point number one, strategy. And strategy, simply put, is what you do, what kind of content you post, and who you post it for. Like, that's the strategy. What do you actually do? And one of the biggest things and biggest mistake that people make when they come with their strategy is they will look at somebody who is either in their industry or somebody else that's like targeting a different audience, and they will see them going viral, and then they're gonna look at their content, they're gonna be like, oh, he's crushing it. And that crushing it is like they're getting views. Let's say, for example, you're selling courses and you look up to Brez's scales because he also sells courses. And you're like, oh wow, man, that Brez guy, he's like really crushing it. Let me go make his format of clips. Let me go crash my car, right? So that's what people will start doing and copying somebody else's strategy because they see them getting views. But what they don't understand is that they're targeting an audience. Their offer is like, I don't know, $5K up front, while Brez's offer at the lowest end is like, I don't know, $100. Brez is optimizing for the $100 audience. So you want to copy something that attracts people who pay $100 and you expect them to pay $5K, right? So that's the biggest misconception in terms of strategy that people actually make. They copy this stuff that was never actually meant to work for them. This is something that I repeat across most of my videos because it is super important. It's like the biggest misconception that people ever make. Do not copy people unless you know why they're doing something. It's like copying somebody's viral strategy without actually understanding why they're doing the viral strategy. Maybe they're selling a $1 product and so they can afford to have fucking anybody's come to their profile. But you're selling a 5K, 10K, 15K service. You cannot afford to have anybody just coming to your profile. So, okay, cool, Philip, like I can't copy Brez or anyone else. Like who do I actually copy? How do I go about it, right? Well, the first step is, I'm gonna call it one-on-one, is you need to get attention, right? You need to get attention from somewhere, right? And I think the best way to get attention is through Reels. You can get attention with YouTube. You can get attention with, I don't know, cold outreach. But Reels, the nature of Reels, since they're like shorter, they can be a lot punchier, and the nature of the platform, Reels are where the attention is. Now, I do wanna make a distinction. This is only IG, okay? I'm not talking about shorts on YouTube. I'm not talking about TikToks. The reason is Reels are like, there's also obviously a poor, like you will never escape poor people. Like even if you state in your video, don't watch this video if you're not XYZ person, there's somebody on the other side of the screen, even if they're not XYZ person, they're still gonna watch it because they find your topic interesting. So you can never escape broke people, deal with that, but you can minimize the amount of broke people and maximize the amount of rich people that you have. But Reels is, yes, there's a lot of poor people watching Instagram, sure. However, a lot less compared to YouTube Shorts and TikTok. So if you're attracting a rich audience, do not post on TikTok, do not post on YouTube Shorts. Only post on IG Reels and obviously YouTube, which is a big component that we're gonna be talking about later. But what kind of Reels do you actually make? And this is where something called messaging really comes into play. Your messaging is literally the most important thing when you're making content, and it's going to determine like everything. Messaging as well as associations. Okay, I hope that's grammatically correct. Don't fucking Don't spam me to come if that's not correct. But anyway, messaging associations. Messaging is what you're like, what message are you putting in the video? Association is like, who are you associating yourself with in the video? Let's take Jeremy Haynes, for example. Jeremy Haynes, he's one of our clients that we, help with, we work on his Instagram. And if you look at his YouTube, for example, and his Instagram as well, there is a clear messaging. His message, context of the story, the context of the value that he's providing, there is no way in the world that somebody making less than $100,000 a month will benefit from his videos. The story he shares, there was one video in which he was talking about when your sales team and marketing start arguing, and then he was starting to talk about that story. What type of person do you think is going to be relating to that story where the sales and marketing team are actually fighting? Well, probably somebody who actually has a sales and marketing team built out. Those are not like small businesses. Those are businesses doing a couple $100,000 a month. So do you see how like the story, the message, everything he tries to share, it only applies and relates to a specific type of person, which is somebody doing at least a couple $100,000 a month. Every single thing in your message, in your videos, has to attract a certain type of buyer. It doesn't have to be somebody making a couple $100,000 a month. It could be somebody making $100K a year with their 9 to 5, but they want to leave, and you start talking to them, to their situation, their problems. Their wife is arguing with them instead of the sales and marketing team, and they might relate to that. So like your messaging is super important. And by the way, if you really want to know your messaging, you need to know your offer. You need to know your offer, you need to know your ICP, because without those two things, you're not going to be able to know your messaging, right? You need to know their pain points. You need to have almost lived through their pain points, and that's when your messaging becomes really powerful. But associations is pretty much who are you associating yourself with. If you're associating yourself with the average fucking drunkard, you're not gonna appeal to rich people. You're gonna appeal to probably another person who relates to being a drunkard. But if you're relating yourself and associating yourself with the rich people, just like I did as an example, I associated myself with Jeremy Haynes by bringing him up as an example, and by telling you that I work with him on his Instagram, I associated myself with him. And so now if you're a person who likes Jeremy Haynes, which by the way, if you like Jeremy Haynes, you're probably somebody that I want to work with. Whenever you see him on Instagram, you're going to associate his reels with me because I made that association. So it is very important, like what things or people are you associating yourself inside of your content? So messaging, associations, super fucking important. And obviously like there's things like topic, right? Like topic is like super important, but it's part of the messaging association. So like topic, you could be talking about things like, I don't know, family is a really big thing for rich people. Topic is like how to get richer. Why should you get richer? Specific like talks, motivation. Look at Jeremy's content, for example. Again, it's me making an association. Look at Jeremy's content. He talks constantly about things like family. He talks about, made some videos talking about comparing himself to like rich Asians, comparing himself to like Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google. He has a big ass yacht, it's like $400 million yacht. Like I can't have that yacht. It's like a topic is really important. And you can see how rich people, they only speak about topics that rich people can understand, aka your audience. And by the way, rich is subjective. Rich is usually people who have money to pay you, and abundantly. So rich can also mean like, I don't know, average income 100K a year. That's a lot richer than somebody who makes, I don't know, 50K a year. But you could also be like, rich for you could be somebody making 100. Rich for me is somebody making a 100K or a couple 100K a month. So I want to optimize all these things to that type of rich people, right? So somebody making 100K a month, okay? For you, it might be somebody making 100K a year. It all depends, again, on your offer. Your offer is the biggest thing here that you need to understand. Now, I'm not gonna be too technical with how to actually make the reels, like how to write the hook and all that kind of, I can make a separate video, but I'm just teaching you the principles on how you wanna craft the reels. There's also things like formats that appeal to rich people. Like what format? Like maybe, some rich people, they like to read more. Then they maybe like to consume actual like intelligent content that is a talking head. Maybe they like to consume more emotional content. They don't like the edgy style of content. So there's all these things that play into it that I really wanted to share, not just like the technical, like how to write the hook and all that. With reels, if we executed everything correctly, we should have a shit ton of attention with the right messaging, with the right associations, and with the right topics. with the right formats as well, we should have a shit ton of attention. Now, what happens after that? Well, this is where we go into profile optimization, okay? I actually made a full ass video on this entire topic. Profile optimization from A to Z, from your username down to your feed posts, what kind of content you should be posting. So that video is gonna be somewhere on the screen, so you can click it. It's also gonna, like there's a little button that you can click that pops up in the video. I'm sure the editor can add it. I'm not gonna go over everything in detail in this video because I already made a video on it. I'm just gonna tell you what is the actual importance of the profile optimization and why is it step 2. Because it's step 2 because now we use Reels to get attention. But what naturally happens when we get people's attention, they go onto our profile. And if our profile is not optimized, they're not gonna take action to look at our stuff, to look at our highlights, to look at our story, look at our YouTube video. They're not gonna do any of that. So the profile optimization is here to tell the person who just came on our profile, hey, this is for you, and this is proof that this is for you, and you can watch this story highlight to find out more about who I am and see that this is for you. And there's also 3 pin posts, so you can also see some proof that this is for you, and again, see that I can actually help you because I'm answering some tactical question. It's super important that you actually have a really clean profile that speaks to your ideal audience, whatever that may be. Whether it's content for them, whether it's, I don't know, flexing your cars, flexing your villa, flexing your family, whatever it may be, you need to make sure that you have a very clean Instagram profile. Now, number 2.2 is your stories, okay? Your stories are something that you use to like nurture your audience 24/7, and this is something that is heavily underrated by a lot of people. But once you have attention, like from Reels converts to like followers, okay? Or at least that is the goal, and rich followers, okay? So the goal is to post those kind of Reels that I talked to you about, get followers who are rich, and now you use stories to nurture them. Once somebody like watches your reel once, to them you're just a content creator. You're just a person who makes content online and they just stumbled across you and they like you for some reason and they decided to follow you. Now you're actively appearing in front of that person 24/7. And the really important thing is here is to, yes, give them value, but also connect with them on a personal level. They really need to feel like for example, before filming this video, I just replied to somebody's story because they have a same fucking monitor as me, and I replied to their story saying, hey, awesome fucking big ass monitor. I sent them a picture of my monitor. I said I got the same. That's not to flex on them, that's just simply like because I related. Like, hey, I fucking love big monitors. That's like one very specific example, but do you see how like I connected with that person simply because they posted a fucking picture of their monitor, right? And you could be missing out on leads because you're not posting simple stuff like that, but you're on your monitor and it's like 24/7. And that goes like sharing your stuff with like family, your values, I don't know, answering people's questions, right? So the important thing with stories here is you don't want to post random shit. That's the thing. With rich people, you don't post random shit because they're looking for value. Like rich people, they don't use Instagram a lot. But when they do use Instagram, they want to use it for something high quality. So if they follow you, and they ideally follow you because they have some sort of expectation that you're a high quality person, like, that you can add value to their life, you want to make sure that your stories are not some bullshit, and you don't make them think like, oh, this guy's like a fucking retard, let me go on and follow him. I thought he was gonna like post actual good shit. So you want to have a structured story schedule. Hey, on this day I do this, on that day I do that, and you constantly give some sort of value to people, whether it's giving out free resources, like answering questions, showing results, showing what's working for your clients, all that kind of stuff. Even something motivational, like today I posted a fucking Bible quote. Like, my ICP is gonna care about that. My ICP is like, they are Christian ideally, they love God and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, my ICP is gonna relate to that as well. So those are kind of little things that you want to be paying attention to when it comes to your stories. But stories, absolutely fucking crucial. And if you crack them, holy fuck, it's insane. Like, we have one client and we're getting like 1,000 leads per month with their Instagram, simply based on stories. So super powerful if you can actually manage to crack it. Now, I want to talk about point number 3, okay? And that is carousels, okay? Carousels are pretty much reels, but designed for your audience that is actually following you. Yes, you can go viral and you can go like reach new followers with your carousels, but they're not meant for that. They're not coded for that. Carousels are only meant to nurture your current audience, to be shown to your current audience. So how you can use carousels is same way like stories, but they're a lot more value driven. They're a lot less connection driven, but they're a lot more value driven, and also like asking people. Instead of like you're giving, but you're also asking, aka you're putting CTAs. So one thing we're definitely doing with our clients at the moment is we're breaking down their YouTube videos into carousels. So let's say they upload a YouTube video, 7 steps on how to do XYZ. We'll break down those 7 steps into a carousel, and we will tell people comment XYZ, and I'm gonna send you the full breakdown more in depth. They comment, and we run the automation. They get the video in the DMs. They watch the video, either come back to our DMs or the setter follows up. The setter has a conversation, etc. So again, very value driven, and you want to make sure that number 1, quality is high. Whatever you're doing, if you're doing reels, if you're doing stories, if you're doing like your profile optimization, if you're doing your carousels, the actual design has to look like, holy shit, this guy's dialed in. He has a team. Like that's the biggest. Like it's also again, association. That's like you wanna be perceived as highly valuable, and how you do that is by having a premium brand. You wanna leave people with a feeling this guy definitely has a team for this. He's not just a random guy who's doing it alone. He has a team for this. Somebody's actually doing it for him, and it's all premium, and like it's the best thing I've ever seen. So this guy must be like really fucking top dog, paying a lot for these people, right? So that's how your perceived value is a lot higher, right? So you don't want to just post shit. So carousels need to be looking good, and they need to be value driven, right? Need to be value driven. Carousels, super powerful. So let's recap. Good graphics. I mean, good graphics applies to everything we spoke about, but specifically carousels, and value driven. And you want to have CTA for lead magnets. Don't ask like CTA buy my course. CTA specifically for lead magnets. Now the last thing I want to talk about is YouTube. Okay, so YouTube complements every single thing that I just talked about. Complements reels, complements stories. I already kind of told how. Complements carousels, and complements your profile optimization. So how does it complement reels? That's why I said reels are like the best way to get attention, because like with YouTube you can get 1,000 views, and even though those 1,000 views are like highly qualified people, you will not like get as many views as in reels because of the nature of the platform, because simply the videos are shorter, they're much like highly edited, all that kind of stuff. Like it's just like more eye-catching. But reels, they're able to get you more qualified attention. And what you can literally do, you can take your YouTube videos and turn them into high quality reels, which is what we're doing for people like Jeremy Haynes. And it's working fantastically. YouTube turns into reels, and you can literally make that reel, and you can give people value through that reel, and you can have a CTA at the end of that reel telling people to go back to YouTube. So what you're doing, you're using YouTube to create reels, but then you're using those reels to push people back to YouTube. So it's like a self-fulfilling machine. And this is what we're doing for our clients, and I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. But then you can also use YouTube. You can share it on your stories. This is exactly what we're doing with our client that we're making 1,000 leads a month with. Post a YouTube thumbnail on our story and tell people comment XYZ, DM me XYZ, and I'll send you the video. And we do that like 2 times a week. We get 400 leads a week. Fucking insane. Now carousels, YouTube also complements the carousels. Why? Because you can also, like I said, make a YouTube video into a breakdown of a carousel and pitch people onto the free YouTube video. Boom. They DM you, get the fucking video, go watch the video, come back. Or the seller can DM them. Or YouTube funnels into your profile optimization. How? You have your best, you make a free YouTube course, a free course on how to do XYZ on YouTube. You post that course as a lead magnet in your profile bio, And people that come from Reels, they will click on your bio, click on that video and watch that video. You can also tell people like all we're doing is using Instagram as a way to get attention, rich attention, and funneling it to YouTube, where then they get more nurtured, and then we're telling people on YouTube to go back to Instagram, DM us, or have a conversation with us, and that's where we actually book them. Right, so do you see how like it literally complements itself all around? And that's why I love YouTube. And Instagram is like the best possible amplifier for YouTube. So if you're not doing these things on Instagram, you're absolutely falling behind. So these are the 4+, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, however many, but I'm gonna say 4 components that you absolutely need in order to crush when it comes to attracting rich followers. Okay, so obviously if you have watched this video so far, make sure to watch those videos about profile optimization, story sequences. I made a ton of them. But also if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I answer every single DM personally, and I want to invite you, have a conversation with me, ask me whatever you want. I'm excited to give you free value and help you out as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in having somebody apply all of these things that we just talked about this video for you and actually proven, so you don't have to fucking overthink, am I doing this right? You can have somebody who's working with all these people that you're seeing on the screen right now, who's helped them generate 6 figures on Instagram. You can have me run all these things completely done for you. All you gotta do is click the first link in the description, check out some of our testimonials and case studies and people that we have worked with, and book a call with me personally or somebody from my team to see where you are with the journey, how can we help you, if we can even help you, and just give you a lot of value. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure that you subscribe, follow me on Instagram so you don't miss out on any video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.